It's Wednesday morning, and this is the first group getting prepared to leave Petoskey, headed to Cochrane. It'll be up to Tommy to get the film of the second group leaving. We've got all the gear in the trailer and 3 canoes on Jimmy's car. The remainder of the crew is Ed and Ken are in Ed's car with 2 canoes. We'll pack in all the gear with us today. Where are we, Joe?
We are on Highway 144, 35 miles short of Timmins. We broke the trailer hitch. So we're sitting, waiting for Ed and Ken, hoping they're not having dinner. So we can get our ball back on and get out of here.
We need one of these right here.
Yeah, one of them devils.
That's
right
what
there.
happens when the nut comes off at unexpected times. Right there. You sharpen.
There it is, the new hitch.
Are you ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Come on back.
Morning, Lee.
Good morning, sir.
What are we doing?
Today, after 12 hours of struggling through the brush and the tundra, we made it to LaBelle, Ontario, and this is where we're going to fly out. It's a clear blue sky, a wind from the west, and I'm nervous as hell. And this is where we stayed last night, but I think we're going to make it.
I gotta watch that. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Here we are on the docks. This is our pilot getting his ropes and thoughts together on how he's going to take all our gear in, which is that bundle right there, plus all the canoes, to get us into the lake this morning. It's going to take several trips, but we'll get in there.
go in and check it out, make sure it's safe for everyone.
You checking the craft out then, Joe?
Crash, airplane. We'll let you know if it crashes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll probably see the debris float up.
Okay.
If anything happens, so.
All right. Any last words you want to say here? You know.
Hey, you think they'll come in and rescue you guys?
I don't
like
have
you did
anything
the-
profound right now.
Okay.
down in Florida?
That's good. That's a good
Beautiful
sign.
weather though.
All right.
Too much weight?
Try number 2. Heading in a little different direction this time. Looks like he's planing a little better.
Not too fucking high. That's what I say. Treetops. So give us a professional.
Okay, how are we gonna do this now? If those guys don't go, Keith.
Eh?
If those guys don't go,
You ready to go, Ed?
I gotta show you one.
Huh?
Big smile?
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Any last words here?
Yeah,
Anything
bye.
you want me to tell your wife and kids?
So I don't spend the money.
All right.
Retired, yeah? Okay, well, whatever those guys want to do, Keith.
sat down for a thunderstorm. Waited out. What's the lake we're on?
Tomorrow Lake.
We're on Tomorrow Lake. We're gonna sit this one out. Let the storm get by us.
15 miles from our destination.
About 15 miles from the destination.
The boys are probably sitting up there getting soaked. Nice and cool in the dry airplane.
Well, we had to sit down one more time. Couldn't make it through a space between the two storms coming through. This is Anhead Lake. Billy said they used to have a cabin up on this point, but got burned down. How many years ago, Billy? 3 or 4 years ago. Be a great lake to fish. While I was sitting here, I saw a couple big ones just jumping.
Shitting his bricks right now.
Yeah, when he strikes the trees.
You know, when you're in there, you think he's right on them trees, but he's not. You can see that.
How's them bug suits work?
Good. Thanks for the advice.
Saves your life, eh?
It helps a lot.
What? How was the flight, Jim?
Good flight.
There are our safety instructions. These are the escape routes there. Just a minute, we're gonna
Put you in
Oh,
here.
you know, I
Run away
haven't
for an hour.
been recording. I don't think. I don't know if we got Tommy's airtight seal. We got the bilge pump back here in the back. There's the bilge pump.
Come on, Bill.
There's the toolbox. Here are the barf bags.
Shit, too, god damn it.
You gotta have a shit.
Yeah, I didn't have my morning sh-
I think that's the bilge pump. There we go. It's an important part of the whole process. Yeah. Love it. We're cooking.
Alright, where are we, Lee?
We're at our first campsite here after flying in yesterday, and you know, Joe or Jimmy and I waited almost all day to get in here after 4 flights or so. And now today, this morning, after a great night, here comes the other guy somewhere down there. Maybe that wasn't them.
Are we over anxious here?
They turned. And they, the plane! The plane! It's coming in!
Well, I still didn't get to bed till almost midnight.
That was a big day for you.
Sleeping again today.
Oh, really? Come on, hey, buddy!
Hey,
Denny!
we're here.
Denny, we couldn't find all the food, man. Where is all that stuff?
We got a little with us.
Morning, Tom.
Out on you guys.
Morning. What's with the head nets?
Yeah, well, you'll find out in a hurry.
Partner. All right.
Hey, Mom! Let's get that base here.
I brought you a present.
Strap dropped in?
What?
You know that one strap dropped in?
I hope so. He does that.
It's 11:24. Everybody's packed up and we're ready to head out. Canoe the length of the river. We're going down to the end of this lake first, then get on to the river.
She turned off. Perfect. Want to taste the rock?
No.
Remnants of canoers that have been ahead of us.
Friday night, about 6 o'clock. One of the last set of rapids before we find the falls and camp tonight. Sheldon and Ed coming through a little pool. Did just fine.
it might be better on that rock.
Bud, you're lucky you weren't here today, buddy. You're doing good there. In your easy chair, just lean it back another crack and you'll be all right.
Pasta and beef.
Pasta cooking from Joe. We got some vegetable soup cooking. We got some sauerkraut, baked beans, and some fresh melon. Black fly on the side.
We get by this thing, and then we land it, and we walk through the rocks and shit.
We do the soup as an appetizer.
Tommy.
Good morning. Saturday morning. We're ready to roll. Right now we're getting through our portage where we camped last night. We're on a pretty little 15-foot falls. We got some construction to do to make the portage trail a little more comfortable.
How'd you sleep, Jimmy?
Well, we're just having one hell of a good time so far. The weather's been nice. A little headwind yesterday, but the sun was out. Everyone was really cold. And never too hot. Just right. Very few bugs really. Staying in camp, right? They were pretty heavy. Since then, we got nice breeze. Everything's going nice.
Great.
Moosonee.
Yeah. This is one of the problems that we've got to pull around. We've got 12-foot falls on the other side of this. We're going to drag the canoes around this one. This is the process of lining. Sometimes you get a little wet, but you got to pull the canoe through parts that it's going to bottom out.
You're on film.
On the film. Time to wake up. Early start. Pretty late. Wasn't that fun?
Hey, Luke's starting warming out.
Yes, you're doing no fishing this week at all.
Not on the lake, huh? Just came by the 8-foot waterfalls. Camped there last night. Bottom of our canoe about that high. This is the one we brushed the portage on last time we went through in 1986. Bottom of my canoe, but I was worried about that later.
Just left a little paint behind it.
Look on my face.
You got to tell a photo.
You look good on my big one. Right in there. They did.
They'll get it. We're on about a 2-mile stretch of just nothing but Class 1, Class 2 Swiss. It's absolutely beautiful. We're just heading downhill.
Show your pearlies.
Alright. Been like this all morning. They got a net over there?
Yeah.
We got 2 nets.
Oh, do we?
I got one too.
We already lost one because we got a net. Throw us one in there.
Alrighty then.
Brook trout. Finally.
We don't want to see you fucking.
Hey, Phil.
What, Sheldon?
You need to fry out that plastic bag of yours. Let the water back to your cabin.
These are the times that it's hard to explain to anybody who hasn't done these trips. We've just come through about a mile stretch of really nice water. Just cruising down through, picking your points, working your way through the rocks, and then stopping on the side of the river and talking about it with your friends. You can't explain this to anybody who hasn't done these trips, but this is what it's all about. Saturday night, and we've set up camp next to wonderful falls and rapids. Rafer's out here trying a little fly fishing.
Be nice. Thank you.
Denny and Jimmy are fixing us a great dinner. We're going to have surf and turf tonight. Got several real nice brookies, and we're going to grill steaks. Everybody else is sitting, composing themselves after the day.
Baked potatoes, coleslaw, and the specialty of the house is baked brook trout. Wonderful.
Take a
a look.
Wonderful. Look at that. Just great. Tasty. What we eat on these trips. That's brown trout. Excuse me, brook trout. That's steak, potatoes. This is what we eat. We eat good. Yes. Chased by a beer. In the deep woods, we're drinking Labatt's. It's Sunday, Father's Day. Second set of major rapids that we came through. First set had some surprises for us. Big drop at the end and falls. We won't mention any names, but one of the group went over.
Not a good end. Good Eddie. Yeah, I'll get us up. Do something first and then think about it. I don't have to worry, you always tell me if I'm wrong. I do. We got one more? There's nobody there to give advice. Literally, when I come out, now, they were telling us to come closer. They were playing. When we go on it, we're stuck all over everything. We need that. Looks like a combination of wind and fire.
Back them right up there. Stopped for a little shore lunch. Pretty tough going through a set of rapids here. Been out of the canoes an awful lot, lining along some of the tougher rapids. This is the falls that we just had to portage around. The portage trail had been burned out in a forest fire. And as you can see, all the trees had fallen across the trail and made the trail just a terrible walk. There's nobody that isn't beat. But we've set camp here on an island out in front of the falls, and we're setting up to have dinner. What you got, Tommy?
Well, along the trail, the portage that was burned out with fire, we came across Northern Michigan special mushrooms, morel mushrooms, and they were as fast as you could pick them. They were there, but we weren't in the mood to be picking. But we did get these 50 for dinner tonight.
Great. Everybody's clothes spread out to dry from the day.
This was a
Where you
fine
see the
day.
red light,
For
Bill,
the
go
first
ahead.
3/4, I see that light shining on me. Then we got into the fire. The portages were very bad. I don't think we want to do that again. Trees were everywhere.
Do you like the rain?
I loved the rain. I put my pants on just after I got wet.
That's the first time I've ever had to walk through pickup sticks. They were out of control, all over the place.
Horizontal trees. And for that, we'd like to toast the fellas that aren't here. That missed that.
Yeah.
Eat your hearts out.
What do you got going there, Tommy?
Stir fry. Take a look at Joe's muffins there.
Got 'em.
We
Biscuits.
have chicken stir fry with fresh morels, fresh vegetables.
Going nighty night. He's had a hard day. Bit it. Lost his favorite fishing rod and reel. Just mega bumps on his boom boom. Had to bear him to the boys and put antiseptic on it. Salt. Out of the kitchen. And it's time for night night.
about 1 o'clock. Stopped to take a little noon lunch. Just portaged around this falls. Right back there is where we just put our canoes in from the portage for the last set of falls. We rode about a quarter mile and came to another set of rapids that had to be portaged. Hey Lee, what are you doing?
Fixing this wonderful shoe that fell apart on me. Socketing, no good.
Wednesday. Monday. Yeah, Monday talk. Here we are. Should wash it off with alcohol or something. I got some I've got some Neil's, what do you call it? Okay, you got that too? I've got some, first of all. Quick.
That's one.
You want to save any of the stitches in there?
Healed up good, isn't it?
That's the cauterizer. That is good. Cigar. Doesn't look like a knife. It's like a shell. Shell it? Huh? It's not fussy or anything. No, it's good. It's healed good. It's healed real good. There are 5, right?
Yes.
That's right now. I got it. Really. 'Cause, 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 Done.
Good job, Doc.
Give the little boy a lollipop. That's some iodine. That's some iodine.
Yeah, we took stitches out of Tommy's eye and put stitches in Lee's foot. Gotta say that.
All right, way to go, Doc.
You want to cut those off?
No, I'd like to keep those on there for a while.
Nice hat.
Thanks.
A little big for your head, though.
Don't big a little big though.
Tommy! I got your ammo box.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hello!
You having fun yet?
Oh, are we having fun? What a beautiful day. Jesus. Thanks, Bill.
Sheldon, any words of wisdom?
Boy, it's hot. But fun.
We've now entered Chinatown, where the dragon parade is coming. Oh, that's not a dragon.
Hey, just a little test.
Hi, guys.
This is fun.
Joe,
Are we lost again?
we're not lost.
No.
We know where we're not.
We know where we're not. We're not back where yesterday was.
That's right. What's this? What is that stuff?
You know what? Those are mouse turds.
Oh,
Canada, the mice are big up here.
this is what we're portaging around. Beautiful canyon.
We're heading down to a huge canyon down there with a 30-foot waterfall. We're just hugging the shore, playing it safe.
It's 6:30 on Monday night, and we just set camp midway through a portage around another gigantic canyon falls.
We're going to make a little blueberry muffin. I was wondering about the fire.
Yeah, well,
Tom, we ready for the auction? Albuquerque, New Mexico is a big town. It's not big town. See, that's what I want to do. Route 66 started in Chicago and then it went west.
yeah, well, I can't find it on any maps. It actually went through
1996, Wakwayowkastic on our way to Moosonee. Hitch and Bitch was won this year by our buddy Bill. He winged him in there. The green jacket.
Jacket on. Alright, that's the way to go, Bill. Way to be, Bill, baby!
We hope it's
All right. Next year we're going to get an honest opinion. If Tom hadn't lost the goddamn golf club, we didn't. Had a real chance. But we got Bill.
Cheers.
Auction.
How's it work?
What we have found as we've gone along our trail here, which is pretty desolate, you don't find much stuff, but we found a couple items that we're going to auction off right now. And the rules go like this. As you make your bid, you raise your hand and say, 22 cents. And the winner, then you will remember, and then we'll pay when we get out. Okay? That's how we're going to work the auction. First item up for bid. Bought it back about 10 miles ago. Laying beside the trail. Got one of these dogs right here. One cocktail onion's bid. A cigar butt. Here, boy. What?
Cigar butt.
A cigar butt. That takes that one. All right, everybody else? Yeah, you win it.
What? No. An olive with a pin in it.
No, you didn't say anything.
Who bought the olive?
As soon as the gavel comes down, she's sold.
There's the other one.
Okay, 10 miles further down the river, we found a match, I think. Maybe not, I don't know, where's the thumb? That piece of shit you found there. Okay, here we go, what am I bid?
A whole cigar.
A whole cigar, you win automatically.
They've been in your pack, Jim.
Okay, hold it.
That's clean. That's a clean sack.
Right.
I don't know if these are clean or not.
Clean and dry.
We're checking them out here. Yeah, these are pretty clean. For Boyne City socks, these aren't bad. We found these on the Boyne City side of Petoskey. I think they were left there a while back. Any bids on this side? No, I can't touch it. And a matching pair.
Oh.
This one's a little dirty. Must have been a one-legged man. Maybe we better throw this one in the fire.
Shoe.
Max. Dead Indian.
Fucking Indian.
Off that Indian.
Sorry. We got a bleep. Bleep.
It was a
bleep Indian.
It's a female moccasin. I found the Tasmanian devil just romping and stomping all over her, but I managed to sit.
Yeah, where your tent was last night? Right there. Thursday morning. We just canoed about 2 miles down the river to this majestic falls that we're portaging around. These are the scenes that we're paying our dues to see. I hope the camera can pick up that rainbow that we're seeing across the falls.
And they're ready to cast off. Denny and I worked ahead, went over to this little island, and Denny's fishing. There's a beautiful waterfall at the big canyon. We can see a rainbow over the fall. You can't quite see it all from this perspective, but right up in there is a canyon.
Right down the middle. After coming around the falls, got another stretch of little whitewater here. Got Joe and Ken coming through. It's about 1:45. We stopped for a little shore lunch. We've had a number of portages this morning. We've got to replenish our energy source. Gone through some beautiful water. Starting to get a little shallow. Starting to catch a few more rocks in the river than we did before. Harder to pick our way through.
Tell us where we are, Denny.
We're scratching dent
in the middle of a long stretch of rapids, mile after mile, big limestone, sandstone, up near 100 feet up or so. It's the limestone there. Oh, it's unusual.
Another glorious day on the river, full of fun and festivities. Everyone's out having a good time, enjoying the warm weather and the warm water. There's a crew out there. We decided to move inside the canoe. They're the clean group. I don't know how we did this. There is that one rock you notice.
taste anybody? Huh?
What?
We spent about the last hour just kind of cruising along with the river, making great time. Just going with the current, not paddling too hard, just going through some nice easy rapids. Real pleasurable.
This fish jumped into my canoe today.
What kind of a battle was it?
It was a long battle to keep him in there, but Ray finally hit him over the head with a ball bat, and he's been desensitized. And now Sheldon's going to cut him up and show the fillet technique.
First incision should go here down to the spine, and then take and go right back. You want to go back to the dorsal fin. It's a lot easier on a fish this size than it is on a little one. When you get down here, you come straight up. That's going to cut into two fillets. You'll feel their bones down along in here. Now, doing it this way, you're going to lose a little bit of meat. You can feel the Y bones right along in here on each side. So you're going to lose all the meat that's down in here, and there's some people who will take the time to cut that out, but that's not necessary, really. Then, incision.
What do you mean it's not necessary?
It's not necessary.
That's my fish, I want that.
You do want it?
I have a commercial break about midway through.
Well, and then here, incision here, and we want to do the same here and here. Then, about a quarter of an inch on the inside of the Y bones.
My bones are about halfway between the backbone and the side.
Yeah, I showed them where they were.
It's the ankle bone connected to the Y bone. It's a Y bone connected to the funny bone. It's a funny bone.
Now, as you start down here, you'll just run this just like a regular fillet. And And you'll feel the bones along here, the bottom part of the Y bones.
The drink of the night.
Whatever you can find.
On each.
There's whiskey.
Go right down to the belly.
The end of the
And then take this off. You're going to lose meat when you do it this way, but
there with a green top on it.
it makes it a lot easier to...
Oh, the other way.
This is going to cut into one fillet.
This is Crown Royal.
No, blackjack, I think.
Back.
So we've done the same thing to the other side.
Alright. Now I'm going to... After that quick commercial break, you come down here, take this side off. That's going to be another fillet. Now you got two fillets down here that you do just like, kind of like a regular fish. Just ride down the spine. And I'll take it off. That'll be another fillet. And this right here. Same thing on this side. And that's the other fillet. So you wind up with really 5 fillets. Two tail, the sides, and the back. And that's it. Now the Y bones are all of these right in here that you can see along the edge. Now that meat,
Throw that in the pot and cook it.
if you want, yeah, you could use that if you wanted to. You can work on trying to get some of that out, but it's not worth the effort.
Well, no, put it in the pot and cook it, and it'll just...
Thank you, Sheldon. Well, we've set camp up for the night after that display by Sheldon on how to cut up a northern pike.
I want to show you one more thing, Bill.
Okay, I'll be right back. We're out of the rapids portion of the river and into a little bit slower water.
Action. On this one right here, I find if you run this right down on each side, there are bones, the top part of the vertebrae are in here. You go down each side of this thing.
Now that's the top fillet that you cut out.
Yeah, this is the top fillet. This is the one I took off first.
Okay.
The back.
Danny got it.
Just run that down. Now, there's bone in here, see?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want that. So you take like so, and then
And get it right down to the skin.
and just take it right down to the skin, and you there's another fillet. There's no bones in that.
Oh, it would be. 16.
No bones in that. And then you wind up with that little piece there that
Sure.
probably could use, and if you want to pick bones out, but there's little bits in that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Jimmy, how many tablespoons in a cup?
Kai! How big? Want a net? Quick now, quick! Those are nice walleye. Those are 16-inch walleye. Ray? Hey. Oh, you're full.
Morning, Ray. What do you got there?
Breakfast.
Cool.
Goodies.
Those are some nice looking walleyes. You have breakfast?
Pretty good fish.
Fish fry this morning.
Good eating size.
One's like,
Right here?
well, it's Wednesday morning, and we're going to kick out those fish that Ray and some of the other fellows caught last night. Have a fish fry for breakfast. A breakfast fish fry. Guys are those plays.
5 miles from here.
I don't know where the camera will pick it up, but off in the distance there is a forest fire burning. We can see the clouds in the sky. We've stopped for the day. A little swift. We've reached the 25 miles from this morning. We've left the walk and entered the French, where the river is really widened out. Leads us right into Moosonee.
French now?
It's Thursday the 20th. We're about 26 miles out of Moosonee right now. We're on the French River. We're probably going to only be able to go about 10 miles a day because we have a problem with hitting the tide right going into Moose Factory and Moosonee. So we've got a fairly short day ahead of us. It's cloudy, overcast. Looks like there might be even smoke in the air from a forest fire south of us. It's about what our day looks like. Should be an easy pull all the way in.
When the group had come through here in 1986, there had just been a forest fire in this area right here. This is what a forest fire looks like 10 years after. Still not a lot of growth. Right here is where it ended. For whatever reason, wind shift, burned itself out. But 10 years later, this is all that's left. Yep.
On the left over here. Over the other one.
This is the last rapids probably before the French meets the Moose River.
There's a nice little draft here.
Yeah. Hi, June 20th. Just got to the Moose River. Had a nice day. We got up early, upstream from the site where Ray caught 3 of the biggest walleye we saw in the whole river all at once. Had a real fishing night. Got up early, came downstream. Nice day, hot. We had some nice rapids, a lot of haze in the air. Got down towards the end of the French River, had a couple of heavy discussions about where we're going to go, and finally ended up on this island. It's a very interesting island. It's maybe 40 feet above the river, and it has silt all over it. But we're having a good time. Bye.
As we stand here on our island at the mouth of the French Empire, the wind has just turned out of the south. It's just deadly calm, one of those kind of afternoons that I experienced in Indiana. We'd have tornadoes, nasty weather. It's just turned on us. Who knows what's going to happen? But I'm here as Ray Guy, the science guy, to tell about our moose, our tide table pole, which is down in the water. Supposedly, there's a 4 to 6 foot tide up the moose, and so we've got this down there post with 4 rags tied on it. And yes, you're right. If there's a 6 foot tide, how are we going to tell that? Well, it's simple. You just measure from the water, from the top of the water down to that when it gets to that point.
See how hazy it is. We passed by a couple of Cree fishermen who told us that it was from the fire that we'd seen earlier.
And we haven't seen sun all day. It's just been that hazy, that smoky. This may blow it away. We might get to there.
It's Friday at 8:45. The tide is by our tide pole. Actually, we reached a higher point by a couple inches, but it's going down. We're packed up and ready to ride the tide all the way to Moosonee. Well, we've made it to Moosonee. We're at the Polar Bear Lodge. Everybody's cleaned up and had some lunch. And we're going to head over to Moose Factory. Moose Factory is an island on the other side. This is low tide, what they call mud flats. We got in before this happened. Before we got in, that was all river. But the tide is out. And the mud flats have set in. This is the taxi service that will take us over to Moose Factory. A bunch of small boats. There's a taxi across the Moose River. It's evening, and now the tide's in. And this is what the same view looks like when the tide's in. I'm going to take a ride out to James Bay. Anytime.
All right, it's Friday. We're in Moosonee. We arrived this morning, I think around noon. We left camp around 9. It was flatter than the plate of pea on the way in. And we've done such things as get established in the motel. We went to Moose Factory. Toured some museums. And we're now on our way out to James Bay with George, our pilot. We had dinner. And it's cool.
It's Saturday morning and we're loading up our gear to get down to the train station. One of the waitresses has volunteered to ship us by truck. How you doing, Ed?
Doing good. We're trying to protect our canoes from water trip. This is where Jimmy's canoe first got injured. Sir, do we close these or do you?